Hello everyone and welcome to Hidden Magicks. We're gonna get right into it and we'll start with introducing our players today, and we'll start to my right with the lovely Alicia.
Hello, I am Alicia, or Energy 9, or Energy 98, or 89, depending on the platform in which you choose to follow me. This isn't actually the accent of my character, but this is what I'm doing. I'll actually be playing Jade Minot. She just wants to make money and keep the peace, really.
Next up we have AJ.
Hi, I'm AJ, also known as Hushakid, and I'll be playing Keon. My name's Keon, the Bugbear Fighter.
Thank you. And then we have Darby.
Hello, I'm Darby. You can find me as at Darby Pack on Twitter, my real human name, but I'm a possum in a skin suit. And today I'll be playing Connie Kane de Vidalis, your lovely, humble cleric of the saloon.
And last but not least, we have Dee.
Hi, my name's Dee. You can find me on Twitter at It's Riddler. That's L-E-R at the end, unlike here on Twitch where it's L-A. And today I will be playing the lovely Maltion, the totally unsuspicious, just happy-go-lucky friend to everyone.
And hello everyone, I am Harper. I am your dungeon master for this here adventure. Last that we left our heroes might be a strong word. Adventurers, mercenaries, bandit hunters. They had formed a group and signed a contract together to go and hunt bandits that had been attacking and pillaging farms near the outsides of the city of Trivik. They tracked down one of the farmers who had been hit, who was an acquaintance of Jade's, learning quite a bit about each other in the process. And rather than wait for the morning or for an escort from Elsha the farmer, they decided to make their way to her farm at night to do some investigating of their own, and are now on the trail of two wagons that appear to have left the farm and made their way through the woods and into the hills beyond the farm, beyond the village. We had some shenanigans with invisibility go on with both Jade and Maltion. Connie and Keon don't seem to be too
Allegedly.
perturbed. Allegedly. And that is where we begin with our adventurers making their way on the trail. And as you all are continuing to track these wagons, it's about midnight or 1 a.m. as you make your way fully out of the forest and into the hills, and you track these wagon tracks for, if you'd like to keep going, a good few more hours. And eventually you start to see pale light on the eastern horizon, coming from behind you, actually. So the sky just starts to lighten. And for those of you without dark vision, it starts to become a little bit more clear, the path in front of you. And the hills in front of you start to lighten to shades of, from dark mounds into shades of purple and red and pale yellow in some places. Not a lot grows out here. It's mostly brush and rock. And as you keep going, Keon, you're the main tracker. Go ahead and roll me a survival check.
All right. That is a big old 19.
Okay. And, Jade, Maltion, how long do your invisibility spells last?
Oh wait, you said survival, right?
I did say survival.
Sorry, that's a 22.
Okay.
I did perception. 22.
Mine's an hour.
Mine is a minute.
Okay, so both of you are very visible for the majority of this trek, especially to your two companions with dark vision. Alright. So with a 22, Keon, you can tell that, there is a place at the base of 3 hills as you're tracking these wagons that you can tell that they stop to make camp. You're about 5 hours out from the farm at this point. So you can surmise that they probably left the farm, made sure they weren't being followed, and then set up camp here. You can see the remains of a cook fire with 2 deep wells where wagons sat for several hours. You can see some clipped grass off to the side where you can presume they grazed their horses or mules. You're fairly sure horses at this point. You can tell that they stopped here for a good few hours before moving on.
Alright, we're definitely on the right track. They stopped here for a couple hours and then made their way continuing on. I don't know, it's been like a couple days since they robbed the farm?
You were told that they attacked the farm 3 days ago.
3 days ago. So, I mean, I don't think there's going to be anything left here from 3 days ago, but definitely we're on the right track.
That's reassuring to hear, at least. Confirmation that we're not just twiddling our thumbs out in the woods.
So this is at the base of the 3 hills?
Yes, so there's 3 hills that sort of form a nice deep pocket at their bases. You can tell it's fairly sheltered and not immediately visible.
Yeah, I kind of just want to look around to see if there was anything left behind. I highly doubt it, because it seems probably it probably would have gotten taken by probably some other traveler, some animal or something, since it's been like 3 days. But I want to take a look around to see if they would have left anything.
Sure, roll me a perception check.
Can I also look around for, like, make sure, like, you know, they left, but they're not, like, coming back in our direction?
Sure, again, roll me a perception check.
Yep.
That's gonna be a big O 3.
Okay.
All right.
Do I get advantage?
Yes, I would say you do.
Alright. Okay. That would be a 22, please.
All right. So Keon, you're looking around and you're much more used to tracking prey than you are entire wagon loads of people. You're used to maybe one or two people. So the signs start to confuse you a bit. You can guess at about how many people there were, but you don't find anything that they would have left behind.
Okay.
I will say that you do guess that there are about 15 people.
Ooh, this was yeah. I mean, I would think probably since they robbed like a big farm that supplied a lot, it'd probably take a bunch of people. So I tell it, I'm like, yeah. So we're probably dealing with at least 15 people. So, if I do my math correctly, that's about 450 pieces of gold we would come back with if we capture them all alive.
If we can capture them all alive, yeah, that sounds about right. But I get the feeling we won't be able to get everybody that way, but we'll see.
Connie, with a 22, you cast out with your senses and you kind of roam the edge of the camp. You look in the direction that you came from. You go toward the perimeter of it, toward the edge of where they went. You can tell that this is not a very frequented area. You can really only sense the bandits. You don't sense that maybe a few other animals have passed through this way since then, but this is not a place that people often come. So you can sense that they left this area about 2.5 days ago and haven't come back through since, and no other people have passed through.
Seems to have been a while since they were here. Do we, DM, do we know with which the frequency of that these farms were attacked? Was it, they weren't attacked every night, were they?
You've heard that there were 4 farms hit, and it's been over the span of about 6 weeks.
4 farms hit over 6 weeks, okay. And okay, cool.
Well, I suppose there's nothing to do but keep moving. Appears we're on the right path.
Yeah, just a couple days behind them, it seems.
Wondering, is there anything we can do to close the gap?
Unless you can turn into some horses, but I don't think it's not quite in my wheelhouse.
Nor is it in mine. The old-fashioned way, then.
Nothing. I kind of prefer the old-fashioned way. But I guess we shall continue.
Let's sally forth. In what direction do these tracks keep on going?
The tracks continue to the west.
All right.
Upwards and westward.
Sally forth.
All right. Can I have a survival check from whoever is leading the tracking and perception checks for whoever would like to make them?
Ooh, that's another 22 on survival.
I'd love to make a perception check. Do I get advantage?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Good thing I got advantage. Because one of them was a natural 1, but the other one was 12, so a total of 17.
Okay.
It's going to be 15 from Altion.
Jade? You muted Love. I see. Okay. And Kian, were you rolling perception as well?
Yeah, that's a 18 for perception.
Okay.
Oh wait, no,
Um,
I'm sorry. It was actually a 7, so that's a total of 9.
Okay.
It looked like a 1.
Okay. In that case, Jade, you are starting to feel the effects a bit of having stayed up all night. And are you typically an early riser, or do you typically sleep in?
Early to rise, early to get money.
Alright, so you've been up for almost 24 hours at this point. You're starting to feel a little tired. It's hard for you to focus on your surroundings as much as is usual for you.
She might also have to resort to bean water.
And Maltion and Connie, you look around and you can... It's a little bit harder in the hills. Sound echoes kind of weirdly in here. But you get the sense that, you know, you're not really being paid attention to by whatever is in the surroundings. The sounds of animal life goes on. Keon, as you're tracking, you can tell, whereas before you found the campsite, the tracks definitely seemed like the bandits were in a bit of a rush. You could tell deeper hoof prints, they were pushing the horses harder, trying to get away. The pace seems somewhat more relaxed now. The bandits don't seem like they were going as quickly. You can surmise that they were probably going at about a walking pace at this point.
Alright, we might actually catch up to them because they're going a little bit slower coming from this camp. So let's hoof it.
Let's pick up the pace then, shall we?
Yeah, sure. Let's pick it up.
And I will ask the rest of you, about what time does Maltion usually wake up?
Maltion usually wakes up about 4 hours after they go to sleep. It's
Okay.
usually very early, and they stay up very late.
Okay. So Maltion is also starting to feel somewhat the effects of staying up all night. What about Keon?
I don't think Keon has a consistent sleeping schedule. It always just depends on the job and when he gets the job and everything. So he doesn't really sleep at a certain time and get up at a certain time. It's always just variable.
Alright, so Keon's doing alright for the moment. And what about Connie?
Connie is mostly a night person. This is sort of her neck of the woods, so to speak, time-wise.
Alright, so Connie is just starting to feel, maybe it's about time for me to think about going to bed. As you all make your way westward, the sun at your back slowly climbing in the sky, you make your way. The bandits seem to have gone out of their way to not go over any of the hills. They're staying down in the bottoms, and as you go, the hills get a little bit steeper, and what once was just a gentle path at the bottom of these hills is starting to become more and more like small ravines and gullies. The hills around you are getting steeper, and there are pools of deep shadow that you walk through at times, and it is a significant change in temperature as you do. You are wandering deeper and deeper into hill country. After about 4 more hours of walking, you do come to another spot where it looks, Kiana, as though the wagons paused for a bit, an hour or two, probably for a meal break of some kind. And this spot is deep in a ravine, and you are in shadow at the moment.
Should we sleep?
I mean, we can.
I mean, I mean, they gotta have stopped at some time. I mean, since it takes so long for them uh, get to the farms, makes sense why they were robbed over a course of 6 weeks. We probably, they probably, they probably robbed them when they were getting low on supplies from stealing from the other farms. Seeing how it's already been 9 hours, and they're traveling with a large caravan of a large group of 15 people, with probably at least 2 wagons to stuff stuff in.
And
I'm
there's
pretty
no way
sure
to unload the stuff as quickly as they're stealing it.
yeah.
Fence things that are hot. So.
So probably don't need to go at a breakneck pace.
Is there a certain like town or city that we're heading towards that is like in this general direction?
Would Jade know?
Um,
Since she's looked for about a year.
I would say that yes, you are aware of another city in the general direction that you all are heading towards. That city being Bashir. But you would know that following the Great Road westward, it would take about 3 or 4 days on horseback to get to Bashir, and you are going through the hills. So you're going in the general direction of Bashir, but you don't get the sense that this is a direct path there.
I mean, yeah, Bashir's that way, but that's way too far on. There are easier ways to get there than this, through the hills. Lot of...
I wonder if Bashir was getting some problems as well. If this is like in the in between.
I don't know that it makes a lot of sense to hit there, come back, and then head generally back in that direction, though.
I think what we're dealing with is more so that they are holed up in these hills because they're quite in between, sort of in the middle of nowhere, you know? So I think they're stealing things and then stockpiling, and things they steal from Trivis get sold in Bashir, and things they steal from Bashir get sold in Trivis. So that way, neither city cancels or neither city questions where these goods are coming from because it's not from their cities. So why do they care? So they just sort of sit in here. There might, in fact, even be 2 different teams of them. You said there were 15. That's quite the number.
Yeah, at least there's at least 15.
Yes, there might be, you know, a certain set of them who goes out and procures things, and then another set of them who goes out and sells them. So,
Reasonable conclusion, I suppose.
Indeed. But, all that having been said, I do believe that we may as well get some sleep. Don't think it would do us well to arrive at what will definitely be a fight with heavy eyelids.
I concur. It makes sense. Especially if they've taken rest since robbing these farms, that we can also afford to take a night's rest.
I agree with that. Don't mind me while I sleepwalk back to town.
Oh, goodness. All right. And you see that Maltian just very quickly, like, nestles in a slope. And closes his eyes like they're sleeping.
Keon's got. All right, I'll take the first watch for just looking around, and he is gonna just start like walking around the ravine, trying to see. Well, one, seeing like where they're gonna end up going next, and two, like just kind of like taking a look around and taking in the surroundings.
Okay. What are Connie and Jade doing?
If we're setting up camp, Jade is asleep. She's tired.
Double checking if there's anything. My. Probably just taking. Should we take watches? Is that a thing we should do?
Keon said
Probably,
he's already
but
taken
Jade's
first
asleep.
watch.
Sorry, what about?
Keon said he's already taken first watch.
Okay, then I'll take second watch and go right to sleep.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, do any of you dream?
Yeah. A lot, actually.
Okay. Then,
That's a good question. I don't know.
okay. Well, as you all are dreaming or not, Keon is keeping watch and examining the campsite. So can I have a perception roll from you, Keon?
Yep. That's an 11
Okay.
perception.
And you're trying to determine where it is that they're going next. I'll let you roll survival or investigation.
Okay. And that's that is a 20, not net.
All right. And which one were you rolling?
That was survival.
Okay. So as you are walking through this area of the ravine, you see that this is fairly narrow, not much wider than a single covered wagon could fit through. You can tell that the tracks went the wagons one by one through this area. You can tell that even in here, at one point there was some kind of plant growth along the sides of the hills that create the walls of this ravine. You can see tracks where goats once walked up the sides of these hills, but you can see that they're more well-worn than recently used. The wildlife sounds that have seemed normal before this point, now that you're really stopping and listening for a while, are much less than you'd expect. The land seems almost abandoned. And you remember that Jade said that it had been almost a year since the last significant rain. And you can surmise with your observations and with that knowledge that there's a pretty significant drought in this region, and it's not just affecting farmers, it's affecting the general landscape.
Mm. Yeah, Keon's just gonna just kind of think to himself, it's like, one, that it's a shame that the drought is happening, and two, is like, it's pretty. No one's gonna look in a place where things are drying up. If things are being abandoned, no one's gonna really look for people in a place like this. So yeah, once he's done like walking around and seeing all that, he's just gonna like stick like a stick to like mark the direction that they're gonna go, and then heads back towards the camp.
Okay. And after about 2 hours, it's nearing 11 in the morning, almost noon. And you remember Connie said that she would take the next watch.
So I tapped Connie. I was like, Connie?
Yes, hello. Is it
Your
time?
turn.
All right. I guess I'll take watch.
Okay. And as Connie takes her watch, Keon, you drift off to sleep. Do you dream?
Yeah.
Okay. Connie, what are you going to be doing on your watch?
Oh, just keeping an eye out. Trying to sense any disturbances in any wildlife that might be around, but nothing too special.
All right. It's about noon. You're not used to being up at this time of day. Go ahead and roll me a perception check with advantage.
Wow. That was a feast and famine. I got a 1 and a natural 20, so 25 on perception. Thank goodness for advantage. This dice fucking hates me.
All right. So with a natural 20, with a 25, you sense much the same as Keon that there's not as much wildlife around here as you'd expect, although you're not as used to hill country as he is.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear some what you think are probably rabbits, and you can sense, yeah, those are rabbits, scurrying around in the bushes. You can hear and sense, you think probably goats, not too far off. Not very many of them. You don't particularly hear any bird song. There's not many trees out here. But generally pretty quiet. And you don't sense any people.
Alright. Whew. I guess I'll wake up Maltion. No matter.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, morning.
Morning. I suppose we should.
Are we under
swap.
attack?
It is
No.
about 2 in the afternoon at this point, by the way.
My normal waking time, man. No, we're not being attacked. I just thought it might be a good time to switch. I'm very tired. This is my usual bedtime.
I can relate to that. I am not used to being up so early in the morning.
I know.
All right. Watch. I know how to do this.
Do you know how to do this?
Yes, absolutely. I've been camping many times.
Insight check. That feels like lying.
Alright. What'd you get?
What's 5 plus 18?
23.
Or, wait, 8 plus 18.
26.
26. Haha.
That is more than the natural one I got. Maltion isn't lying, but they're used to keeping watch, but it doesn't have much to do with camping. The camping part's the BS.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you had a plus 18 to your insight. I was like, how the how?
Oh, no.
Wisdom bard.
No, I have a plus 8 to my insight. Lovely ability. Brain. Alright. As such an experienced camper, I'll let you be.
Wonderful. And Maltion will get up and stretch and wait for Connie to go to sleep.
Okay, she does after about 5 minutes.
I would like to cast Detect Thoughts.
Alright, sure. Who are you looking at in particular at the moment?
So detect thoughts is concentration, and I can switch who I target with an action. So over the course of 18 seconds, I just want to check the surface thoughts of the sleeping people to make sure that they are sleeping.
Alright. Is anyone secretly awake?
Cool. Maltion will then stretch and walk around and mutter to themselves. Difficult. Not inherently disposable. Possibly useless. Don't know. Could go back and forth on all of them. That one has guild ties. That one's a question mark. And such a entertaining fellow. Suppose I should get to killing these bandits first then. And I'll make a perception check.
Okay.
That is also a natural 20.
Okay. You sense much what the others did. You're more attuned to people sounds than wildlife sounds usually. But you can hear some faint rustling in the bushes. You can hear no water running, which is interesting because as you look at the base of this ravine, you can tell that there used to be at least a small stream that ran through here, and your inexperienced eye with tracking can tell that. You'd think that you'd hear some water somewhere, but you don't hear anything. You don't hear the sounds of people, although you do become more accustomed to the way that noise echoes in the ravine the longer you sit and just listen. And you get better at judging distance over these 2 hours as you're listening. You can tell about how far away those rabbits in that bush are. You can hear and see over the crest of the hill come a couple of goats making their way along the side, taking their way carefully, chewing on what little grass is growing here.
Frustrating. Was I last watch?
There are about 2 more hours left and an 8-hour rest.
Okay. Then I would like to firebolt a rabbit
Okay.
and wake Jade up.
Alright. It's not a whole lot of trouble to firebolt the rabbit, and the rabbit is pretty immediately cooked with hair singed.
I will not remove the fur, but I will eat the rabbit. And then I will wake up Jade.
5 more minutes.
You said that 5 minutes ago, darling.
Fine.
I will take out my corn purse and rattle it back and forth 3 times.
What? What?
Oh, you're awake. I believe it is time for our watch. Connie just went to sleep, so we're on duty.
Alright.
So, tell me, you've been in Trevisk for over a year.
Sure.
This drought seems worrisome.
Yeah. Not like I can do much about it, though.
True. Some places have dry spells, but this one doesn't seem to be all that natural. The land is reacting poorly.
Yeah. Probably some sort of magic thing I don't get.
I don't know that you don't understand magic as much as you let on. Seem like you might actually be capable in ways that you keep close to the chest.
I never said I didn't understand magic. I said this is a magic thing I don't understand.
All magic things are the same.
That is decidedly untrue in my experience.
Then I
A
suppose
light
you should.
spell definitely ain't the same as getting set on fire. I'll tell you that much.
Then I suppose you should open your eyes to what a font of magic can really be.
I have no idea what you mean by that.
Maltion will inch closer. Have you ever met a sorcerer? A blood magician? A born caster, as the Empire likes to call them.
Now, that's not really a smart thing to mention, so why on earth would you ask me?
Well, we're out in the middle of nature. No
Yeah.
Empire spies around here, unless you don't trust Connie.
Out of all the people I met yesterday, you're the one I trust the least.
And that is what makes you smart. So is that a no?
That depends. Are you?
Of course not. I have a license.
That doesn't really answer the question, now does it? Lots of ways to get paperwork.
Very true. Very true indeed. How many people do you think you've killed, out of curiosity?
Normally my targets are worth more alive, so fewer than you might think.
And how many do you think I might think?
Considering how clear I've made it that I'm motivated by money, people who are motivated by money do a lot of things.
And few of them tend to be kind,
That's very true.
which is counterintuitive to how you seem most of the time. I
Hmm.
wonder what the cost is. For example, if I wanted you to slit the bugbear's throat, how much does that cost?
What does that gain me? That screws up this job. Why would I mess
Okay.
up money to get other money?
Well, surely the three of us could still capture the bandits alive.
A
At
hand,
least some of
extra
them.
hand's an extra hand. That doesn't seem smart to me, especially considering the number of people we're going against. So I'm gonna go out on a note and say, can I actually? So Multion shook the coin purse, right? Considering how long I've been at Merkwork, could I try and guess how much?
Yes.
How many coins are in that purse?
Absolutely, you could make a perception check.
All right, come on, be good. Dirty 20?
Okay, so fairly accurate estimate, Maldian.
Okay, so you'd know that there's upwards of 800 gold in the coin purse.
Okay. I'll just make a note because I feel like this might be relevant later. As nice as that, and you gotta keep in mind it's the morning, so I might be a little off. 800 gold in that purse would be, it's not worth the hit to my reputation.
Interesting. Suppose we should just focus on the bandits then.
Why are you so curious about sorcerers?
I hate them.
Really?
They're very proud of themselves. And I don't think they should be. I think being born with magic is a curse. I didn't want to learn it.
You
Hated
didn't
going to
have
school.
to. Because Multion's arcane, right? So that's a learned thing, generally?
No, trust me. I had to. Unfortunate circumstances. Now, don't get me wrong. I think the execution of blood sorcerers and their entire families might be a little too much, but if you've never met a sorcerer, you wouldn't know how extreme they can be in the way that they think and the way that they act. Unsettling to say the least.
Do you like yourself, Multion?
What's not to like?
That
I
doesn't
am
answer the question.
a joy to everyone and everything that I come across. I have a motto of leaving the world better than when I first entered it. I believe I'm on that path.
You know, you're an interesting person. Let's say, hypothetically, I met a sorcerer. As you know, the cost for that is death. What should I do if I knew that person was a sorcerer? Should I report
Well,
them?
the arbiters offer quite the cash reward for information on blood casters, so essentially be free money. You wouldn't even have to do anything. Simply turn them in. Boom, nice payday.
But I imagine this theoretical sorcerer wouldn't really just let themselves be taken now, would they?
No. Most sorcerers I know are, well, to be fair, most sentient creatures I know are quite. They have an aversion to death.
And how many theoretical sorcerers do you know?
Only the ones I've killed.
Not reported and turned in for the gold?
I don't much like money. I think it makes things a bit too difficult. I kill things for a reason. And some things need to die.
Like sorcerers?
Perhaps.
Hypothetically.
It depends on the sorcerer.
What would warrant a sorcerer getting to live?
Getting to live? Oh. Well, they'd have to
Not
prove
being
themselves. They have to prove themselves useful to either myself or society in some way or another.
And what would make someone useful to you?
Goodness, so many things. Tracking skills, fortune telling, being able to turn themselves invisible at a whim. There are many things that can make someone useful to me. I find useful things to be a bit more prudent than money.
I need to do something really quick.
Baltiad is actually smoking, by the way.
Okay.
All right. And as you all are
I'm
talking,
gonna whisper to you, Harper.
okay. The sun is creeping across the sky. It's now more west of you in the direction that you'll be traveling. Alicia, dear, you are chatting in the main chat if you wanted to make sure that you're DMing me.
Yeah. Woohoo!
No, send it in the main chat. Why would you send it in the main chat?
No, go ahead.
Yeah. I want to see what you're doing.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Just show us your secrets.
I also have
What?
some
None of
words
you have.
about.
You all have secrets?
I have
you all
some
have
words about
secrets?
me being the first one to get my neck slit. Like,
Talking about. It was just totally just the first shot I saw, like, oh, Harper's in this chat. Oh no.
It's in caps lock, Alicia. I'm not yelling at you. I'm a
Okay.
caps lock person.
I feel so attacked.
Well, feels that the sun is high enough in the sky. Should we wake up our traveling compatriots?
one thing first.
Hmm.
And Jade's gonna get real close to Multion's face. I've seen up close and personal what people like sorcerers can do. And if that ever becomes a problem while you are here, you and me are gonna have much longer, much less unpleasant talk. Are we clear?
Darling, I'm a bard. Keon, Connie, I believe it's time we track down the rest of these bandits.
Connie's gonna stretch. You know, walk around in a few circles as she wakes up for the day.
Morning.
Almost like militaristic. Keon is gonna just like get up, gather his things, and he's already ready to go.
Okay. And Connie and Keon, you both do smell cooked rabbit.
Someone cook a hare?
Oh yes, I had some breakfast while I was on watch.
Oh. Nice.
Indeed.
And Jade is just kind of sort of shaking her head. That was not loud.
You alright, Jade?
I don't know. I got a bad case of hot wind blown by. It'll pass.
Ah, alright.
No, it won't. Shall we?
Let's sally forward.
Fantastic.
All right. So you all start to make your way westward through the ravine. After about 2 hours of walking, the sun sets. You can see that the sky is still somewhat light, but it has gone down behind the hills that you are in. You come to the ravines branch a bit, but it's not too difficult for you, Keon, to track these wagons. And as it gets a little bit darker, you hear all of you slightly different animal sounds come out to play. But everything seems fairly as it has been for the past about almost day or so now that you've been in the hills. It's been about 18 hours.
Keep a perception check to make sure everything's alright.
Certainly. Anyone who'd like to.
Do I get advantage?
Yes.
Oh, I'm either rolling super high on perception or super low.
That's a mood.
I mean, I did roll that 11 before. Still.
Alright, so we'll start at top left. Maltion, what do we got?
Natural 20.
Okay. Plus
3. So 23.
Connie?
23.
Okay. Keon, a 3. Jade, are you keeping a lookout?
Yes.
Okay. What did you roll?
I rolled. Don't be a 1. Don't be a 1. Oh, actually, excellent. 21.
Okay. And Keon, are you still actively tracking?
Yes. I'm gonna track. Ooh, that's gonna be a 14.
Okay. So as the ravines splinter and branch off, it's not too difficult for you to follow the tracks, but you do... It takes you a moment sometimes when paths fork to figure out exactly where they've gone. It's not so much earth here anymore as it's turning into stone. And the sound of you and your companions is bouncing off of the stone walls in ways that is kind of messing with your hearing. And as the sun goes down, it becomes harder to keep your sense of direction as the ravines twist and turn through these hills. Jade, Connie, and Maltion, you all can tell that Keon's not having the easiest time right now, but he doesn't seem to be leading you astray. And you don't hear the sounds of people. You just hear the sounds of nature coming out for the night. And as you go and the sun sets properly and the sky starts to turn dark, Keon, you can tell that the pace of the wagons has picked up slightly.
Okay. Do I see any other animal tracks? Like, were they attacked that they had to pick up the pace, or just all of a sudden just started picking up pace?
You can't see any reason for them to have picked up their pace. You do see along the sides of the ravine that there are still goat tracks. The ravine walls are fairly steep at this point. It's almost getting steep enough and deep enough to almost be properly called a valley. And it's starting to widen out a bit. You could probably fit almost 3 carts side by side at this point. So it's about 30 feet wide. You can't see any clear reason for it. I will say, Connie, you can sense that, especially as it's nighttime, you're more used to being out in these kind of conditions. With a 23, you can sense that you are hearing something. You're starting to hear things that don't just sound like nature echoing off the rocks ahead of you. And echoing back toward you, you hear what almost sound like dogs barking. But not loudly, not aggressively, just the occasional yip. And you can sense that this particular path that you are on is much more well-traveled than before you rested. As the ravines have splintered and merged together and formed this one larger one, you sense more people joining this path. It's a little bit more well-traveled. And Maltion, your trained ear can hear, bouncing off the rocks, you catch the snippets of what almost sounds like a soft melody coming from up ahead. You can tell that it's a ways off, but the stone is carrying it further than it normally would.
Anyone else hearing dogs?
Not dogs, but I certainly am catching a bit of something on the wind.
There's certainly someone up ahead.
Indeed. Perhaps we should begin approaching a bit more quietly.
I agree.
How high are these cliff sides, or ravine sides?
I would say that the sides of the ravine at this point are 30, 40 feet high, and you can see that as the path goes, it's not that the hill gets higher, but you start to go deeper almost into the earth. And further ahead, you can see the sides of this small valley just get higher and higher.
I don't, out of character, I don't have anything that would help us approach quieter. Does anyone have like a pass without a trace or anything like that? Or are we just doing flat stealth rolls?
I
I
don't
got-
got magic.
Yeah, I got nothing. I mean, like I can do things, but they're not really hiding things. They're more like you know,
Dope.
die sort of things.
Sick. So yeah. Guess we're just gonna do some basic stealth shit, gamers.
I mean, I can turn invisible, but I feel like that might not be useful.
It depends on the issue is we don't know how far out we are, right?
Yeah, so we can't.
Everyone can
useful.
turn invisible except for me,
I can fix
which is
that.
fun.
I can fix that.
I'll say the two who sensed this, Connie and Maltion, roll me just straight intelligence checks.
Oh boy. Yeah, that Maltion, that brainy fuck.
19.
7.
Okay. So Connie, Maltion, you're really not sure. You are, as I said, the stone is carrying this further than it normally would. So you're honestly not sure how far away this faint song is coming from. Connie, you're quite a bit more used to a hunt at night. So you can tell that the sound of these dogs barking is probably about a quarter mile off.
How long would it take for us to walk there?
To walk a quarter mile?
Mhm.
15 minutes maximum.
Alright. About 15 minutes walk. Is that like at a normal space or like a stealthy?
That would be at a normal pace. So if you were trying to be stealthy, that would take you about 25 to 30 minutes.
Okay. 15 minutes if we walk normally, 25 or so if we don't. When we were looking at the tracks of the bandits, were there any dog tracks with them? Or is it just people and wagons and horses?
Keon, you didn't really see any dog tracks.
No, it was just people and horses.
Alright. This might not be our quarry up ahead, but we should probably still approach cautiously. Stranger danger and all that.
All right, I take out my glaive.
Okay. And that is where we are going to take our break. So go ahead, take your bio break, get yourself some of that clear hydration juice, go use the restroom, and we will see you back here in about 10 minutes. Hello and welcome back to Hidden Magicks. Before the break, our party had been wandering through hills turned gullies turned ravine turned a valley, following these bandits, and you have just come across some signs of life up ahead. What's the plan? What are you all doing?
Sneaky boys.
Sneaking up.
Snacking.
Alright, I'll have stealth rolls from the group, please.
Booski. I am going to use one of my sorcery abilities.
To reroll that.
What? Sorcery?
I am
Okay.
going to spend a sorcery point to reroll that stealth check.
LMAO. Alright, folks, what do we get?
So, as you know,
20?
I roll with disadvantage.
What?
And I rolled a 2, so that means that's a 7.
Okay. 15. Multion.
Deeply check your messages.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
Connie?
Also a 15.
Okay. And Jade?
21.
Okay.
Holy guacamole.
I rolled really good for once.
Are you still rolling your virtual die?
Yes.
Cool.
It's all over the place. I can stop rolling that if that's a problem.
Oh, no. I'm just wondering.
Oh,
Because
yeah, nope.
I would have sent those dice to jail a long time ago, but that's just...
You know what? Look, I've already resorted to bean water, so clearly
Almost
I've given up.
Stubborn.
How dare you? When have I ever?
Don't mind me. I'm just taking out all my d20s because I'm like putting each one into the dice gel at some point. So
All right.
Bless.
I'm also pulling out all my d20s, but for different reasons.
Oh,
Anyway,
that doesn't bode well. Why are you pulling out d20s, Harper?
I'm just pulling out all the d20s in your individual dice sets. I don't know what the problem is. Okay.
I'm not worried at all.
So you all make your way down the ravine, down the valley toward the faint sounds that Connie and Maltion heard. Keon, you're doing your best to stay silent, but your armor, the clinks that you are normally fairly decent at keeping quiet, are echoing and carrying off of the stone walls of this valley. The bare stone walls.
gotta love that chainmail.
Because the drought has stripped this area of what foliage and vegetation would normally be here. Leaving nothing but bare stone to echo the clinking of your chainmail. Maltion, you got a 15, I think was correct?
Yes.
And
15.
Connie also a 15.
Indeed.
So the two of you are making your way, and you're fairly confident, both of you, in your ability to be quiet. Jade, you are now in your element. You are used to this portion of the job. You have no problem staying very quiet as you are making your way toward these sounds. And after you walk for about 10 minutes, describe to me the marching order. What's going on right now? How are you all walking?
I'd love to be walking maybe near the front.
I'll take the rear since I am the biggest body.
I will be in front of Keon.
So I'm in front of Maltion.
All right. So y'all are going single file?
I guess so.
Okay.
Connie's got a hand in her pocket.
All right. What preparations are you all taking?
I have my glaive out.
I'm going to use... What is that ability called? Vigilant Blessing on myself, so I get advantage on the next initiative roll.
Okay. Jade, Maltion, any particular preparations that you all are making?
Double checking what I can do real quick. Give me a moment.
I would like to hold an action and cast Blur on myself if a fight breaks out.
Okay.
I got my I think I'll have my crossbow at the ready to start.
Okay. That's fun. And is anyone keeping an eye out as you are making your way?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Super duper.
Perception checks from all of you keeping your eyes out, please.
We sure and are keeping our eyes out.
I hate it here.
Do I get advantage?
You do get advantage, yes.
I sure and tried to keep my eye out. Oh, wait, advantage? What? No, that's just RB. Never mind.
It's
yes,
just
that is Connie who gets advantage on this roll.
I rolled a sweet. Is that another one in the dice jail? See, the physical dice aren't doing any better.
You say that, but I got a dirty 20.
Alright, so a 20 from Connie. Maltion?
15.
15. Jade is 7, and it's a natural 1 from Keon, I think I heard.
No, I got a 2, but
Okay.
it still deserved the jail.
It
It was.
two,
It was. It's a total of 3.
Total of 3. Okay.
Oh,
So the
I mean,
highest
you
that we have is a 20.
could die with a score like that.
What? Why did you say it like that? Why did you say it like that, Harper?
Like what?
Harper.
Oh, the
excuse me,
the highest
cut
was a
camera.
20.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm all the villains.
I'm killing
It's
them.
me, Austin.
I'm not all of the villains. I'm all of everybody.
That's true.
I'm also the valley you all are walking through. And the rabbit that Maltion killed earlier. I'm everybody. And everything. I am your world and your
What
god.
is meant to be, will be.
Wow, I can't believe D killed Harper.
After winter.
I can't believe
come
that.
later.
I can't believe that Maltion ate a
Okay.
rabbit with the first
It
one.
comes eventually.
And, Connie, you sense someone just ahead, and you're casting about with your senses, trying to figure out exactly where they are, when, Maltion, what's your AC?
My AC.
Oh, sorry, not
is-
Maltion, Keon.
Excuse me?
It's 24.
The 20. I'm sorry, what? Wait.
She was about to accept it. Dang it. No, it's a 16.
A 16. So, Maltion, you feel a
Yeah.
yes, I'm so sorry. Your names both have the same sound at the end.
It's
Messes me
fine. I was gonna let it slide. I was like, no, I can't let D take a hit for no reason.
So Keon, you hear something whistle past your ear, and Connie, at that moment, you pinpoint up in a scruff on a goat track to the left of you, about 60 or 70 feet above you. You can see the top of eyes and the bit of a crossbow peeking out of the bush.
Blur.
Okay. Cast Blur on yourself.
Excuse me. That was mighty rude of you to attack a party member of a Wandering Priestess of Slew.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
We're simply on a mercenary guild quest.
I believe
Looking for-
currently what we're doing here is walking.
You should turn around.
And why's that?
Doesn't respond. Just has his crossbow leveled at you.
Okay, we're gonna cast a spell.
Okay.
God, I wish I was a monk. I would have grabbed it out of the air
How
and
far away
thrown
is
it
he from
back.
us?
He's about 70 feet away from you.
70 feet.
Mhm.
Can I walk 10 feet forward, hands up? Just smiling serenely. Like, it's sir, I don't know why we would have to leave. We're simply walking around as lawful citizens of this great empire.
You walk forward 10 feet. Another crossbow bolt hits the ground right in front of your feet.
But Connie's not even gonna flinch. That was mighty rude of you. And I would like to try and cast Hold Person.
Okay. That is a save. What kind of a save is that again?
As a wisdom saving throw.
All right, wisdom. And what is your DC?
My DC is 16.
And with a natural 10, he does not make that save. So you cast Hold Person. Describe to me what happens. He is 50 feet up a bluff, holding his balance behind a bush.
Well, I imagine he just like freezes him. Like Connie is just going to tip her hat a little bit, brush her cymbal. While her hands are up, she's just gonna, run a hand and silver He just sort of freezes in place.
Alright, and as you do this... Connie, what is your AC?
14.
Okay. You do this. You're wearing the brimmer hat, freezes in place, and from the other side of the ravine, you hear a and a crossbow bolt buries itself in your right shoulder
Ow.
from the back. You
God
take
bless.
5 points of piercing damage.
All right. I need to make a concentration roll. Right.
And all of you need to roll for initiative.
Roll
Haha.
initiative!
I get
advantage.
Bum 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 bum.
Is that
Yeah,
a fuck yeah or like a haha God shit in my dinner once again?
That's a natural 20.
Yo,
Nice.
Same though. I also got a natural
Nice.
20. Woo!
Okay,
Same,
so...
roll.
I got
one.
10.
Same
Tens
roll.
across the board.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna ask for these in order, and I'm gonna want you two with natural 20s to let me know your modifiers for initiative.
In doodly dandy.
Alright, so let's start with 20 and above.
21.
21?
Okay. So that's a 3-way tie for first.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I thought so. In that case, go in alphabetical order. Connie begins with a C.
If you want me to go in alphabetical order, we can do that.
This person's name is Albertson or something.
Albert Wesker, I know it.
15 and
The
up.
grocer.
I got a 15.
Okay. Jade, what did you get?
10.
Okay. All right.
Oh no, I know what his name. It's A for asshole.
Actually, it's C for Callum.
Callum. Yeah.
So you let's see.
Mama didn't love me enough to name me with a CA name.
So we've got. Let's see. Keon's in the back. Keon does a 15 hit.
Nope.
Alright, so you hear a second and hear something whistle by, this time your right ear from behind, barely missing your head again.
Oh, alright. They're just trying to get my ears now.
I will say that when it is your turn, you can try to figure out who's shooting at you exactly.
God damn it.
Connie, you're up.
Okay. Do I need to make a concentration check, correct?
Yes, you do.
How do I make concentration checks again?
Make a
Constitution
Constitution
save.
saving throw.
That would be an 11.
That saves.
Okay, cool. He's still held. Well, that was really rude.
Make a perception check for me.
Advantage?
Yes.
I don't know where you are, but I know your name is
That was a
Callum.
natural 20 for a 25.
God bless.
Looking slightly behind you and up, you see a small goat track leading into what looks like a recess, almost deep enough to be called a cave, and you can see the tip of a head and the bit of a crossbow peeking out.
How far is that from me?
It's on the opposite side of the ravine and up 50 feet, so it's 30 feet horizontal and up 50. I wasn't good at geometry.
Does anyone know how triangle work?
We'll
How
call
you-
it. We'll call it 80 feet away from you.
80 feet? Oh!
Are we trying to figure out the hypotenuse or something? Is that what
We're
you're
gonna
trying
call
to
it 80 feet.
Considering it's a long weekend, I don't math on the weekends. I'm not doing that.
It's true.
Math
You're up.
either is bullshit. Okay, so I can't use spiritual weapon. Command is not.
Oh, I'm sorry, Connie. Before your turn, just before your turn rolls around, you do hear coming from that same area a horn call.
Well, that's unfortunate.
This person who appears to have a name that starts with a letter before yours, possibly, is blowing a horn.
Okay, that's a bonus action. I would like to Steps of Night. So now I have a flying speed equal to my walking speed.
Okay.
Can I float 30 feet up in the air?
Yes, you can.
Now how far is he from me?
Now he is about 50 feet away from you.
I'd love to send a first level guiding bolt.
Just so we know, the hypotenuse of that triangle is about like 58.3 feet.
Oh, so it would have been less than 60 feet away from you. I will say that he does have 3/4 cover from you if
Okay.
you're still on the ground.
All right. 30 feet in the up of the air. Can I see anything better? People coming.
So 30 feet up in the air. Remind me what your dark vision range is. 300 feet.
300 feet.
Jeez.
So the path ahead of where you were winds a bit, but you can see that it seems to go around a bit and bend and open out. And you, after that horn call goes, you can hear voices, and you can hear a few dogs start to bark, and they sound aggressive.
Then why don't we cast... You're looking a little tired there, friend. Why don't you take a nap? I would like to cast Sleep
All right.
at
Oh,
second
wow,
level.
Connie's being far nicer than Maltiana's about to be.
Sleep at second level. So how many dice do I need to roll? I roll an additional 2d8 for each slot above the first. So 5d8 instead of rolling 5d8, I roll 7d8. Cool. Give me a second. I'm pretty sure whatever I'm about to roll is going to be enough to conk this person out, but you never know. God looks to shit in my dinner.
Good old dinner shit.
So that's... That's 26.
Oh yeah, he's asleep.
Oh, easy.
And
All right.
luckily for you, considering that he is 50 feet off of the ground on a fairly sheer wall, he is lying
it-
down flat, so he does fall asleep without falling off the cliff.
Okay. And anyone in a 20, so it's a 20-foot radius from hit that point. So if there's anyone else in there,
Where are you are you placing the point on him?
a little bit behind him.
Okay. You don't feel it take effect on any other life forms, except for there's a rabbit about 15 feet up the cliff that was thinking about running, that's now asleep.
Dinner.
Sure. Dinner. Is there anything else that's my
Y'all need to
bonus
leave those rabbits
action?
alone.
My
They trying to mind their
action.
business.
So
Y'all rude.
that's about it. I guess just shouting, just calling down. There's more coming. These two are out.
All right, Malthion, you're up.
So the ones that are up on the cliffside, from ravine edge to ravine edge, what is the distance? Is it 30 feet?
The ravine widens out as it goes up, so they're actually about 40 feet apart.
Okay. Is there any set of people firing crossbows that are within 30 feet of each other?
Make a perception check.
Dope. Booski. That is a 15.
You don't see any other people up on the cliffs. You do hear people coming.
Okay. Then I will use my bonus action to say to the person that I can see on the cliffs, it's quite a shame they didn't mention that I couldn't break you when they said keep you alive. And I will cast Tasha's Mind Whip.
Okay.
That is an intelligence saving throw on their end.
All right. And Connie, is that hold person going to affect the saving throw? Let's see.
On an intelligence one?
No, it's not going to affect it. All right.
No,
Intelligence saving throw. Either way, that's going to be a flat roll.
He's still screaming in his head, right?
With a natural 6, that is going to fail your DC.
Coolio.
So describe to
gamers.
me what happens.
Essentially, in like the psychic mind space, this person feels like slime-covered tentacles wrap around them and begin to melt their skin. I need to find my hidden magic sheet. There it is. Because this does things. Okay, so that's 3d6 psychic damage. Oh my goodness. That's an explosion. Plus 5 is 3. 8 plus 6 is 14. 2 more that's 16 points of psychic damage.
Okay. And
Did you say explosion?
Yeah.
Okay.
The die exploded, not me.
And if they fail the save, then they can only do one action.
Yes, that person now has to. It can't take reactions until the end of its next turn, and on its next turn, it has to pick whether it wants a move, an action, or a bonus action. It can only have one of the 3.
so, as you whip out with your mind in black tentacles that only you and your target can see, Connie, you feel your spell drop on this human, and they
He's dead, isn't he?
tumble down. He tumbles down the ravine, and as he comes to a stop, you can see that there is blood leaking out of his ears and his nose.
Do I?
He appears to be dead.
Who is paying attention to Maltion in this moment?
Maltion, Keon, you are behind Maltion, so you can
Yeah.
see him.
Yeah.
You can see the back
Maltion
of his head.
has just this dead look on the face, and will say mentally to the corpse, "Oops." And that's Maltion's turn.
Okay. So next up would be Keon.
So where are the dogs coming from?
They are coming from up ahead. You can now hear the barking quite clearly.
Okay. So I am going to just kind of concerned about what I just saw.
Bye.
But I'm going to walk I'm gonna walk my full movement ahead 30 feet.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna essentially take my stance and just hold my action. I guess I could just I'll hold my regular action, but as a bonus action, I will go into my Tunnel Fighter defense stance.
All right. And as the ravine does narrow ahead of you, you're in a space that's about 10 feet on either side of you now.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. So the valley is narrowing in front of you, and you are
it
now
sucks to-
in front of the party.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sucks to be these dogs. since my reach is 15 feet.
And then it would be our first bandit's turn, but he's on the ground with blood leaking out of his ears. So, Jade.
Oh man, what happened?
What?
Oh, hey, it's me. Can I have a clear shot at any of the people attacking us right now?
At the moment, the only person that you can see is the top of the head of the person who Connie has put to sleep.
Probably leave that one alone.
He's snoozing.
You can hear the sounds of dogs and people coming down the valley toward you, but you can't see them yet.
Okay. In that case, I think I'm gonna just hold an action to shoot as soon as I can see them, as soon as they do get in my periphery.
All right, and what are you holding?
Holding an action to take a shot with my crossbow.
Crossbow. Okay. Gotcha. In that case, we are back at the top of the round. This man who's sleeping, does he get to make a saving throw against the sleep? Or is he just asleep?
I think he's just asleep.
Unconscious.
He's just asleep
For 1
until
minute.
someone wakes him up, or like essentially, as long as no one interacts with him, he'll stay asleep for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Is that
Connie,
why
it is
I
your
left him
turn.
alone?
Whose turn?
Your turn.
Ah. Well, looks like Callum's asleep. He's now 50 feet from me.
Yes.
I'll float closer to him, I guess. So if I'm still, I guess, not on the wall, I'm still floating in the air.
Okay, so you're getting close to the edge of the ravine.
A little bit. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's an action.
So if you want to
That's-
get up to close to where he is, to get up to
You'd have
his
to
level,
dash.
you have to go up another 20 feet, because you were still about 20 feet below when you went up 30 feet.
Oh, then I'll just go up 30 feet.
Okay. So you're
Uh,
hovering about 10 feet above him at this point, and you're
Mhm.
kind of in the path of the ravine.
Yeah. Oh, this might be a bad idea. Can I cast thaumaturgy myself and make my voice boom?
Certainly. What would you like to say?
Tread carefully, ye who come here, for you have crossed a priestess of Saloon, and I, with the might of my god, will smite you down if you come any closer and harm my companions.
Okay, and your voice, which would have normally echoed in this stone area anyway, booms, and you can hear it ricochet off of the walls of stone. You all down below, it's a very odd sensation. You almost hear Connie's voice 3 times as you're standing on the floor of this valley. And you can tell, Connie, that your voice has carried quite a bit further than you thought it might.
I'm trying to intimidate anyone.
Oh,
who
go
heard
ahead
that.
and make an intimidation check, and you can make it at advantage.
Wow, my charisma score ain't that great. So that is just a 16.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay.
Maltion, you're up unless there's anything else you'd like to do, Connor.
Is there anything they can do with a bonus action? No, I'm good.
Okay. Maltion, you're up.
Hmm. Shite. I think Maltion is going to hold a mind sliver if anyone hostile comes within 60 feet of him.
Okay. Good to know. Keon.
I still don't see any of the dogs.
You can hear them coming closer for sure. You don't quite see them yet.
Um. Was there a third one?
Not that any of you have seen.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much I can do, so I'm just gonna hold position. Same thing. Just go into my, still stay in my defensive stance,
Okay.
and just wait for these dogs to come.
All right. Jade.
Yeah, they still didn't get close enough, huh? Well, let's see. What can I do? Me, with my total lack of knowledge about magic, what can I do? Yeah, that's the problem. Like, I don't have line of sight on any of them yet. It's the problem. Okay, we'll let that action go. And what Jade will do is Jade will disappear from sight again.
Okay. So you've gone invisible. Gotcha.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Everyone's.
And she's gonna, yeah, I guess move to cover, I guess. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So everyone's just waiting now for the oncoming people. Okay. So you wait about 15 more seconds. Doesn't take long. And a bend in the valley about 30 feet ahead of you, Keon, you see 3 pretty savage, vicious-looking dogs round the bend, and they are sprinting toward you, and as they get within 15 feet of you, you see 2 people rounding the bend as well.
Oh, cool. Yay. They're in my range now.
And I will say that them getting about in 15 feet of Keon, Connie, it will be your turn. They're about, doing math, about 70 feet in front of you, and down 60 feet. So,
Since I held my turn and they got them within range of me, can I take my turn now?
yes, you can.
Okay.
There are 3 of them.
Cool. I have
Including the
2.
dogs?
There are 3 dogs.
There's
within
3
range.
dogs, and then like
The other people are another 30 feet back.
Okay.
so.
So if the people are 45 feet away from us, then they're in range for my mind sliver, which I
Okay.
would like to use on one of the people.
Okay, so we'll let Maltion use Mind Sliver on one of the people, and Keon can then go to town.
Okay.
So Maltion, there are 2 targets for you to pick from.
The one on the left, int save.
Okay. That is a natural 4.
Okay. So that is an explosion. 7. 4. That is 11 points of psychic damage. I'll make this non-lethal, just in case. And they have to subtract a d4 from the next saving throw they make before the end of my next turn.
All right. So you.
How do you make magic non-lethal?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
if I
want you to,
can,
I want you to roll me a charisma check.
Sure. I'm pretty good at that. That would be a 15.
Okay. So you watch everyone as these 2 people are sprinting toward you, and you can hear there are more people coming behind them. You see this person stumble and fall, and there is blood coming out of their nose. There's none coming out of their ears.
I will literally just look at them and say, "Stop!" in Infernal,
Okay.
and they just drop to the floor.
No, I was in a session one time and it's like, yeah, I cast Shatter non-lethally. It's like, how?
So you Maltion, you reach out with your mental tendrils, and you feel this person's mind start to break under you, and you pull back just a bit.
Fine, I never get to have any fun.
Keon, there are 3 dogs within 15 feet of you, and they look pissed.
Cool. With the back part of my glaive, I'm gonna slash at them.
Okay.
So, first attack is a 24.
Okay. I mean, they're dogs. That'll...
Yeah, they're dogs. They're dogs. What is a glaive? It's D10. Yeah, that's only 8 damage. It's fine. They're fine. Wait. No. Yes. 8 damage. Okay. I thought I was doing math wrong.
Okay. They're dogs.
And then... non-lethally, of course.
Okay.
Non-lethal. And then my second attack is another 24.
Okay, that'll hit again.
That will be 14 damage.
Okay. Non-lethal or lethal?
Non-lethal. Non-lethal.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's 23 damage in total.
Okay. So you can take it at 2 different dogs. They are dogs. They don't have that many hit points.
Cool. Yeah. So 1 on one, 1 on the other.
Okay.
And then I still am in the defensive stance.
So as they come within 15 feet of you, you snap out with your long arms and your glaive, and you smack 2 of them, one after the other, into the walls on either side of you. And you see them slump to the ground. You didn't hear the snapping of any spines, so they're probably still alive, but they are out.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we are, it's been 15 seconds, Jade, so I would have allowed you to hold another crossbow bolt if you'd like to.
Okay, yep. So, yeah, as soon as the dogs get in sight, she takes that shot.
Okay. And I'll say that you've managed to find some cover in that time and some bushes, if that's what you said you were looking for. Okay.
Yes, that's what she was looking for.
All right. Are you
so,
shooting at the 3rd dog or at the 2nd person?
You know, she'd shoot at the person first.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
I'm gonna knock out that dog.
Huh? The dog's
I'm gonna
fine.
knock out
Dog
the-
didn't do anything.
I'm all the villains.
Oh, wait, where'd my...
Villain is a strong
Oh,
word.
did I not equip... Oh, I didn't equip it. That's why it's being like, where's my crossbow attack? That'll do it. Alright. Mighty crossbow! 16?
Let me check. Yes, that will hit.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
Alright. Oh, yeah, there we go. There's damage. Damage is max 11.
Okay. So you bury a crossbow bolt. You were trying for the shoulder, but you went a little bit too central, and you see this person buckle and collapse to the ground.
Well, can't win them all.
All right, and just one moment while I roll some d20s.
Sure thing.
How do you shoot a crossbow bolt non-lethally?
With a crossbow.
You don't.
It is very difficult to make a non-lethal ranged weapon attack. Without. If you'd like, you can roll me a straight dexterity check to make this non-lethal.
Oh, I didn't say non-lethally.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm just. That's just me. I'm
It was
just
gonna
wondering.
depend on what the damage
Like,
was.
do you just like? It's just like, just a flat stick.
Harper, I'd like to cast Fireball non-lethally.
I'd like to cast Meteor Swarm non-lethally.
I never
Just-
said non-lethally. I just said crossbow
The
shot.
things you all are gonna get me into. It's fine.
If they live, great. If they don't,
Oh my god.
I also rolled terribly on some of these initiatives.
should have taken an arrow to a knee. That's all I'm saying.
They have a choice.
I
So Right now we've seen how many people?
And then-
5, 4.
4 people so far you've seen.
Okay, we've seen
After
4 people
taking
so
that
far.
shot, Jade would attempt to like re-hide. So, because Frigid knows the shot, try and re-hide.
Right, your invisibility is dropped, but you are
Yes.
undercover. I'd say you have at least half cover right now in this bush that you
Okay.
found.
Can I?
And also,
yeah,
there's
can I
no
try
other
and-
people within sight right now, so you can
Oh,
make a stealth
well then
roll.
never mind.
All the people see is this 7-foot-tall bugbear with a glaive that just
Two?
smacked 2 dogs.
Almost.
And then,
yeah.
and then a woman floating in the air.
Yep, that is what they see. All right.
Just a bugbear with a glaive in like a defensive position, essentially bottlenecking them.
All right, and one more d20 roll. Hold on, please. Oh, okay.
God,
So,
this is about to get disgusting.
top of the new round, Keon, that dog is still running for you. I believe that you
Okay,
get
so
a reaction when it gets within 10 feet of you. Yes? No.
I can use my reaction to make a melee attack against a creature that moves more than 5 feet while within my range.
Okay, well, it is 15 away from you now. It comes within 10 feet of you, and it comes within
It's still
5
in my
feet of
range.
you.
It is still within my range.
Yeah,
so
no, it's running at you. So-
I'll use my reaction
Okay.
for this.
If you want to. You can also let it lunge at you.
Oh, it's fine. Because I don't think it's going to get a chance to. Because that is a 23. Is that math right?
Okay, a 23
Yes,
will hit
23.
the dog, yeah.
Yes. And that's. Hey, I'm hitting these dogs not lethally. And that's gonna be 13 damage.
Okay. So this dog goes flying off to the left and lands almost on top of the dog that you've sent in that direction. And
Yeah.
it is also unconscious.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
This seems about right. This seems about right for a tunnel fighter.
you can see from your vantage point, again about 30 feet in front of you around this bend, come 4 better armored individuals, as well as a couple more lightly armored individuals. You can tell that the 2 who made their way out here first did not have the best of armor. In fact, make me a perception check, all 4 of you.
This one's my hitting dice. I'm gonna use.
Do I get advantage for this one?
No.
12.
That's dirty 20.
17.
17.
Okay.
Why are we getting the same
I
roll?
don't know. I don't know.
This is like the
We're the
fourth
2
time it's
normal
happened.
ones out of the
Yeah.
4 of us. That must be what it
Squeeze
is.
me. Squeeze me.
I mean, like, out of
You're the
out of
normal
everyone.
ones.
I'm
I
sorry.
heard-
I'm a
I-
priestess of saloon. This is
Me
just
too.
what I do.
You're
No.
floating in the air.
Okay.
That's just a priestess thing.
Jade, what did you get for your perception?
12.
12, and Keon?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. So Keon, you can tell, looking at these people, from your years of experience with this, that their armor, while it is definitely effective, is piecemeal at best. This is not one nice set of armor that was bought at once. This is cobbled together. Even the couple of people, there are 2 who look like they have significantly better armor than the others, and they also have a couple of they are the 2 carrying swords, and everyone else appears to be carrying what you could probably describe as either clubs or daggers.
Okay. Yeah, this is fine.
And Keon, you can also see on what appear to be basically goat tracks, you can see a couple more people coming down who have crossbows at the ready.
Dang, the people I can't take care of.
How
I
many?
mean, I
people-
could. But
3 people
I
coming
won't.
on the sides with crossbows.
In total, how many people have we seen?
The number that have 6 people have just rounded the bend on the ravine floor level, and 3 more are on the walls.
Okay, cool. I got the 6.
Okay.
So there's 4 more people. Theoretically, these are the bandits that we haven't
I
seen.
mean, do you got the 6? Because if someone's moving towards Maltion with an intent to harm, that's grounds for death.
I mean,
I got some.
they can't move past me without
All
getting
right.
hit.
All right.
Yeah. This is
And-
tunnel fighter territory now.
The 2 people who have significantly better armor are charging out in front, and
Mhm.
they get within about 15 feet of you, Maltion. With
Maltion?
long Keon again. I'm even looking directly at AJ. Keon with long swords raised
Okay.
in attack positions.
Okay. I mean, I've used my reaction
Mm-hmm.
already. But if they were to move past me, I can still attack them.
Well, during
just
their
hit them?
turn, they get about within 15 feet of you.
Okay. Okay,
Um,
cool. All right.
Next up
So-
is Connie.
There's like a bunch of them now. Did any of them look at least a tiny bit frightened?
The ones who are up on the walls and the ones behind the more experienced looking fighters look a little wary.
Wary, but not intimidated
Not
by a woman
scared.
floating 60 feet up in the air.
Not scared, wary. You can make an insight check if you'd like.
I'd love to make an insight check.
Alright, I'd say that the ones who are up on the walls are close enough.
Okie dokie.
I love Maltion so much.
What is Maltion about to do?
Oh boy.
That is a 14.
A 14. You can tell that they look wary, and normal people would be frightened right now. Normally, whenever you display your power like this, people get scared. These look like people who are containing their fear. Beyond that, you can't really tell much.
Okay.
Is there anything you'd like to do on your turn? I'll
I'm
also
not
say
within a
you-
30 foot.
You get flight for a minute.
I do. I've been
Okay.
keeping track.
Okay.
This would be turn 3 of me having flight.
Okay, just check.
Yep. And it's only a bonus action to do it again, so. I'll fly 30-ish feet forward. How close to Keon am I?
If you fly 30 feet forward, you are now hovering basically directly above Keon. And you are 60 feet in the air at this point.
Uh-huh. Does a spiritual weapon... Is a spiritual weapon capable of doing non-lethal damage?
You'd have to roll for it, but yes.
Ha!
You are attempting to control your magic. Like, put a leash on it. You would have
Ha.
to attempt to do that.
How about... Why don't we just cast sleep at 3rd level?
Okay, what's the range on sleep?
The range on sleep is 90 feet, I believe.
Okay, so
Yep.
you can hit pretty much everyone right now.
Yeah, I want to hit all of them, not including Keon in the 20-foot radius.
Okay. So, not including Keon, it's just the 2 more experienced looking fighters in front of him.
The other people are not close enough for me.
They are further back. They're lagging.
They're not
behind
fast
you.
enough.
They're
Yeah,
not
exactly.
20 feet. They're not within 20 feet of those people.
They're about 30 feet behind them, actually.
Well, it's a 20-foot radius, so
If you were to cast
That's-
it behind them, you could hit all
Yeah.
of them, yes.
yeah, I want to cast it behind him and try and hit as many as I can.
Okay, sure.
All right, at
Good
third
thing I'm
level.
not getting hit, because if you roll high enough, you probably would have gotten me to go to sleep too.
48. I rolled 98.
Yeah, if you roll high enough, you would
No,
have
no,
been
no,
able
no.
to.
I would.
Well, it
Which
passes.
was-
It passes from person to person with
Yes.
like, residual. So.
Starting with the
Yeah.
most down to the least.
Yep.
I think.
So
Or is it least up?
Go to sleep.
Saloon says it's nap time, so it's time for you all to go to bed. Just like her eyes will like glow silver,
Mhm.
and she will like draw the symbol and just smack it down.
Okay.
Do. Where's my phone? I need my calculator.
Oh no.
It's actually, by the way, ascending order, so it starts with the lowest hit points and goes up.
Cool.
Okay.
Not the other way around.
No.
Cool. Whew. I mean, I'm not getting hit by it, but still.
No, bullet dodged.
do, 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 do.
Yes, I think I rolled one more time. No, that was the last one. So that's 45 health hit points worth of
Okay.
people.
And
Not unconscious.
I believe that there's actually not a saving throw involved.
Nope.
Nope.
They
No.
just go to
Just
sleep.
They just pass out.
Okay, so within that range, of the, I believe I said it was
There's two of them
Six
that are.
people.
there are
Yeah,
4
two in the front.
people, 2 people
Oh,
in
yeah.
front, 4 people in the back. The
Mhm.
4 people in the back fall asleep.
Woo!
Wow.
The 2 people who are closer to Keon look unaffected,
Cool.
but the other 4
Yeah.
fall asleep basically on top of their 2 compatriots who have already fallen to the ground. And they're there's a pile up now of 6 people there.
You all need to respect the will of the goddess and back off.
All right,
That's all I got.
and it is Malthion's turn. There are 3 people with crossbows up on the walls. There are 2 people in front of Keon.
Connie, dearest, let me try. I am going to quicken cast Calm Emotions
Okay.
on 2 people in front of Keon and walk toward them. Mind you, blur is up, so every step that Maltion takes, the image sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Now, folks, my compatriots would like to keep you alive, and I am inclined to agree with such an idea, but if you cannot see by some of your less fortunate compatriots, I will kill you. So, this is your one warning. And I would like to cast Calm Emotions.
Okay. And that's a saving throw, correct?
That is indeed, it is a charisma saving throw.
Okay.
Just doing all the saving throws. We got wisdom, we got intelligence, charisma.
All right. That is an 11 and a 16.
A 16 would succeed. Meets it, beats it. But the other one is no longer hostile toward us. It is indifferent. Do I know who my magic has taken hold of when spells work?
Yes, I would say you do.
Okay.
And you can see the man on the left kind of gets a quizzical look on his face, and his sword lowers about 6 inches.
I will start pointing my words toward that person and say, I assure you, there's no reason for anything to go further than it has. But if you do attempt to harm me or my compatriots, instead of being brought in for the justice that you so richly deserve, I will kill everyone here. That's not traveling with me, of course. So I'd like to, I guess, intimidate everyone who could hear me.
Okay. Make intimidation check. I would say, no, just one.
Okay. 22.
Okay. Yeah, the person in front of you who was affected by your spell looks very visibly taken aback, as does the one who was not affected by your spell and the crossbow people on the walls.
Now then, as you can see, we have no intent to harm you if we do not need to. So can we perhaps put our weapons down and have a conversation?
I will say that you see the crossbows lower about an inch. The man with the longsword does not lower his weapon.
Okay. I don't know how still in initiative order we are, so just stop me once I've done too many things.
We are still in initiative order, so I'm
Okey
gonna
doke.
move us to Keon now.
Sure.
So I take it you're not going to stand down.
The man looks at you and just says, I take it you're not gonna leave us alone?
A job's a job.
Then no.
Fair. And I'm gonna whack him.
Okay. Go ahead and
Valid.
make me an attack roll.
Valid indeed, actually.
Hey, that's fair.
Uh,
Oh, it went out of the tray, but that's fine.
calm emotions does wear off on anyone who had worked on after they see a friend be attacked. So,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fun.
yeah, it's completely fine.
That's fine. Does a 15 hit?
15 does not hit.
All right, cool. I'm gonna swing at him again.
Okay.
Does a 17 hit?
Meet the AC, beat the AC. Yeah.
All right,
That'll hit.
cool. And I'm gonna do. Ooh, that's a max damage.
Okay.
Non-lethal, of course.
Okay.
That's gonna be 15 damage. So I guess like Keon's gonna like swipe at him and then like kind of clinks off the armor, and he's like, "All right," just swing a little bit harder, and
Yeah, so you can see that
yeah.
this man has cobbled together his armor. It's straps of iron that are tied to him in places. It's not crude, but like he's got like an arm guard from a different set than his pauldron. Like clearly the metal is burnished differently. And you, on your second swipe with your keen eye, find a crack where the seams do not fit together well on the shoulder, and you manage to bite your glaive into his shoulder on the second swear.
yeah. And then I'm gonna go into my defensive stance as my bonus action.
Okay. And the man next to him who had lowered his sword sees you swing and raises his sword again as though he's ready to take a swing at you.
Okay, that's fine.
He's now... Oh, nope, that's the dead man. I kept him in the initiative order. Let me just cross it out. Jade, it's your turn.
Well, that makes this harder. She really wanted more money. But we just might have to...
There's one solution for stupid.
You know what? I still have cover. She's gonna still continue to take shots one by one.
Alright, and who are we shooting at
That'll do.
first?
We'll shoot at the less armored ones first.
Okay, so the crossbow wielders up on the walls.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Take out the range people first. How dare they shooting people at range? Who does that?
Alright.
Animals.
Go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
All right. Nope. Wrong thing. 10.
Okay, you take a shot and it's kind of tricky in the dark. This is not optimal conditions for you, human. You take your shot, and the shot goes a foot wide of the person you were shooting at up on the wall.
That's not useful. What can I do as a bonus now, actually? Yeah, 'cause wait, no, it's... No, I don't get to. I don't think. Huh.
I'm gonna message you something, Alicia.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you know what? Yes. That will be noted later.
Would you like to use that this turn or your next turn?
If I use it this turn, does that will it still affect next turn's thing?
If you would use it this turn, you could roll it for this attack that you just made.
Ooh, yes, we'll use that this turn then.
Okay.
All right, so let's try that again. I will make a note and do that.
So roll your attack, and then roll your percentile die.
All right. Nope, not that. That'll do. Much better. 25.
Okay.
And damage, not great. Damage is only 5. And then percentile die. Where's my thing?
Or I can roll a D100 for you.
Yes, because you have the shiny one. Yes, go ahead.
I
do.
do. I have this D100 that I can roll. All right.
Yep.
It's a 47 on the D100.
Thump.
Okay.
All right, so a 25 will hit. So you are about to take the shot, and you take a second, and you do a little trick with your mind and adjust slightly and loose, and the bolt seems to almost curve and bend in the air before finding this person's stomach. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
Gotcha. Do the thing. That's right, it was 5. That's what the damage
Okay,
was.
5. So you see this crossbow bury itself in their stomach, and they go, "Ugh." And you see that they cough up a little bit of blood, but they are still standing.
There you go. They're not dead. It's fine.
And bring your count up by 1, please, Jade.
Yep. Can do.
Next up is the crossbow wielder's turn, and they are containing their fear, Connie, but not by much. One of them is going to go ahead and take a shot at you, and the other 2 are going to go ahead and take shots at Keon, who has swung at many of them.
I did nothing.
So,
If anything, I'm helping them get knocked out and not die.
Wow, they were all, Connie, what's your AC?
14.
Okay, yeah, a 12 is gonna miss. And Keon, what was your AC again?
16.
16. So the natural 4 and natural 1 are both going to miss you. And you have a little bit of luck, Keon. You can have advantage on 1 roll within the next hour.
Ooh.
Is how I do natural ones.
Interesting.
Because you all got a bit of good luck there.
Can I swat the bolt out of the air?
Yeah, so all of them are... So they level their crossbows at you, but they don't look super certain at this point. One shoots at you, Connie. It comes kind of close to you, and you just... away, harmlessly to the side. You have the presence of mind to knock it away from the side of the sleeping man next to you.
Mm-hmm.
Keon, the 2 shoot at you, and they cross in front of you and hit the ground. by your feet and skitter off the stone. Let's see. We are back up to the top, and the two in front of you, Kian, are going to take swings at you with their long swords.
No.
So
they have to get closer to me.
yes, they are going to. They were 15 feet away. They now come, and they are both within 5 feet of you.
Can I use my reaction to swipe at one of them?
Yes, you may.
I'll do the one that I've already hit.
Okay.
That's not gonna hit. That's a 11.
No, that will not hit.
Okay.
So the one on that you have already hit takes 2 swings at you with his longsword. Both of them just hit their 18s.
Fun.
So you are going to take 6 slashing damage on the first hit, and 12 slashing damage on the second hit.
18. Okay.
The second one will also take 2 swings at you. The natural 8 does not hit, but the natural 18 will. So you will take 7 points of slashing damage.
25.
Alright.
Oh wow. Okay. Cool. That's fun.
Okay. So you take 3 longsword slashes across the torso.
Don't like that.
How are you looking?
Are you looking, Keon?
You know, I'm at half. It's fine.
Okay. And it is now Connie's turn.
Alright. Thaumaturgy's still active. It's not concentration, so my voice is still booming before anything. Just gonna say, this is your last warning, otherwise I'm just gonna start hitting you.
Connie, recall about 15 seconds did pass during this round as well, before this second round of people appeared. So about 2 rounds of combat passed there. So about 6 rounds have passed since you started flying in total.
Okay, I'll just, as a bonus action, cast it again.
Okay.
Start that clock over.
All right. And what are you saying? What are you saying to these people with your thaumaturgy voice?
This is your last chance to give yourselves up peacefully. Otherwise, we're gonna have to start hurting and or killing you. And I'll do so in the name of my goddess and with peace in my mind, so...
All right. Roll for me an intimidation.
Do I get advantage because I'm flying in the air?
You do get advantage because your party has been taking chunks out of them.
I knocked out
With
at
relative
least
ease.
5 of them with just sleep. Wow, rolled the exact same number. That is 16.
Okay. Good to know. The crossbow wielders on the walls look, at this point, frightened of you. The 2 with longswords seem more preoccupied with the battle they're currently in with the bugbear.
Okay.
But the 3 on the
What?
walls look very frightened, and they actually lower their crossbows to their sides.
Okay, I will leave them alone. I'm not concentrating on old person anymore, so why don't we do hold person at 3rd level and targeting the 2 longswordsmen.
Okay. And what kind of save is that again?
That is a wisdom saving throw.
All right. Let me see. The natural 1 will not save, and Connie, you're gonna have advantage on a roll for the next minute.
Woo!
The natural 17 will save. And we will say that is the one on the left.
Okay. Is that the one that got hit at all?
No. The one on the right who has been getting hit by Keon looks a little bit worse for wear and doesn't manage to save against your spell, but the one who's still healthy does.
Okay. Then just as she's casting it, you are getting a little too riled up down there. Why don't you just stop? and that's how she'll cast Hold Person.
Okay. And Keon, you'll see that the two in front of you, one of them, the one on the left. Yes, the one on the left freezes in place.
I'm gonna float closer to the guy who I knocked unconscious a little while ago.
Okay. He's still unconscious.
For
It's
how
been
much longer?
Well, for about 20 more seconds.
For about 20 more seconds, okay. So he'll wake up probably with me floating above him.
Most likely.
Just like,
Maltion.
Okay, they have their chance. Maltion is going to say, "Alright, I'm bored, and I would like to spend 4 sorcery points to cast a 4th level spell without using verbal, somatic, or material components."
Alright.
1, 2, 3, 4. And I will DM you what the spell is.
Alright.
And I'll just say, "Charlie, please end this for us." And I will rip open reality behind the one who can still move, and
Did
let
you say Charlie?
Yeah, and I will let a giant, melting, tentacle-armed creature with almost this cat's head, hollow eyes, step out. And I'm going to cast Summon Aberration.
What the fuck?
Okay.
What?
I am going to make a
What?
select.
Do we know that this is something a bard can cast or not?
Wait,
Can I like roll like an Arcana check or something?
I was going to ask about the Arcana check, but I figured I'd wait till the
Bard
turn
shit.
was done.
Hold on until after Maltion finishes describing what happens, and then we'll talk about what you all see.
So after I summon Charlie, I would like for Charlie to bear down on this person. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna dump another. I'm gonna dump another 2 sorcery points into that and make that a quickened cast. So that was my bonus action.
Okay.
And I will wait to see if they finally react with fear, trepidation, and would like to give up.
So
as
you're
the
just gonna have it go and loom over them?
I want to summon the beast and have it, have the sound of reality tearing behind them, and then based on that reaction, we'll determine whether or not this person gets eaten.
So what kind of wisdom saving throw am I taking?
So I will say that everyone who sees this happen, make me a wisdom save.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I thought that would go. 16.
19.
18.
See, y'all are fine.
You say fine.
Is this normal? This doesn't seem like normal
No!
bard stuff.
No, it's not.
Super normal.
This
what you all see as Maltion just says, "I'm bored. Charlie, come help." You see behind the 2 men who are facing off with Keon, a seam open up horizontally, which then spreads into a hole in which you can see a swirling dark abyss. And this creature, 1 tentacle, 2 tentacle, head, grab the edge of the void and pull its way out. And it makes a horrible noise.
That's disgusting.
And
That is.
How am I not scared by this? I'm scared by it. Keon, what have you been through?
Keon, you are frightened.
Oh, so I
This
did.
creature.
Okay.
And
I didn't
the
say.
man you are facing off with, who can turn his head, turns, looks, goes, "What the fuck is that?" and drops his sword.
So are
And
we
the
done?
and the two who have the three on the walls who have already lowered their crossbows are now cowering against the wall, grabbing onto it. And the one who is stuck in place with hold person, you can see his eyes darting around, as though
Going like,
he can't see behind him. He doesn't know what's there. His sword is still raised, but his eyes are darting and just.
probably better for him not to see what this is right now. Just like, you just hear like, ah! Just some screaming.
And he does not see what's happening, but he looks frightened of his companion's fright. Jade and Connie, you see this and you are shocked and you begin to be scared, but Connie, you have seen much worse things in the night. You managed to compose yourself. The night, after all, is your domain. Mm-hmm. Jade, you feel you're not comfortable with this, but you're far enough away and you're pretty hidden. You think that if this thing started attacking, you could get away. You managed to compose your fear with that knowledge. You're very practical.
So then, are we done? Or would we like to go another round?
You see hands go up from the 4 that can still move.
Let's
Good.
tie them up, shall we?
I think that's a good idea. Charlie, start collecting the unconscious ones.
And you hear it go, yes! And it will use its 2 tentacles and move its way about 15 feet toward the pile of bodies. And it will take the 5 unconscious and 1 dead body in its arms, which extend unnaturally long and wind around them and tie them up in a group. And you see them loop around and around and around. The 3 who are on the walls edge toward you, and you can see that there's a goat track that ends on the ground about 10 feet behind you all. And you can see that they are edging their way with their hands up on the goat track, and they keep their eyes the whole time on Charlie, and they seem relieved to be moving away from him.
Can I go tie up the person who's underneath me?
Absolutely. And as you're tying him up, he comes to, and you see him go, "What? Intruders!
It's probably better
Intruders!"
Yeah. They already know. A lot of your friends are either asleep or a little deceased. It's probably better that you were up here, actually.
He looks at you, and he is pissed, but he's going stone-faced. And eventually he'll look to the side and he'll see Charlie and he'll go, "What in the God's names are that thing? Ah!"
I don't think any god made that thing. You're lucky you're up here.
And Maltian is going to walk over to the particularly persistent one who didn't succumb to the calm emotion spells and say, "I'm just going to remind you, that one up there," and I'll point to Connie, "she's the nice one. So in the coming moments when she begins to ask you questions, hope that she doesn't have me start asking them."
And on that note is where we are going to end for tonight.
Yay!
With
What the
our-
fuck?
Also,
What the
wait.
fuck?
Can I roll something to see if that's like
wait.
a thing?
I will allow the other 3 of you to go ahead and roll Arcana checks.
Like, what the hell was
I'm
that?
gonna use my big die.
If that is something that you all would recognize as a bardic ability.
21?
18.
20.
Keon and Jade, that is something you have never heard of being taught to an arcane caster. You have no idea.
College of lore.
that
I
is.
know all kinds of spells. That's what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't have to know just bard spells. I'm college.
You have
Did you say College of Lore?
Oh, you.
I thought you were on College of Eloquence.
Yeah.
And before that, you were College of Whispers.
You've never heard of a bard.
Triple major.
You've never heard of someone who casts spells through their music being able to do this. You've heard of some very learned arcane casters who can cast spells like this, but they are few and far between, and it's not magic that's commonly taught in schools.
What does Connie know?
Connie, you are not learned in the arcane ways. That's not your style of casting. You are really not sure what the hell this is.
Can I make a religion check?
It's Charlie, everyone's friend.
Do I?
Charlie is no one's friend.
Charlie.
That is my friend.
I will say you can make a religion check.
Do I get advantage because I'm a priest?
No, you get to make a religion check because you're a priest.
God bless.
You have no idea what the hell this thing is. But that is where we are going to end our session with the...
Wait, what about me?
Oh, yeah, Jade, you, like I said, with the 21 and the 20, Keon and Jade, you both know, oh, that's some weird shit.
Okay, gotcha.
That's some weird shit, all right. Maybe an arcane caster, but oh, that's some really rare shit. You've never seen that actually done, actually. You only heard of it. Jade, you would have actually learned about it in school, but you would not have been taught how to do it.
All right, you guys caught me. I'm a wizard.
Bullshit!
Bullshit.
But with our bandits, or the ones that you have found, who knows if these are actually the people you're looking for, but you've certainly found a group of people and terrified the crap out of them.
We only killed like 3 of them.
That's that's correct. You only killed 2 of them.
Oh, even less.
We're gonna go ahead and do our outros and let our lovely cast talk about themselves for a bit, and we will start with Alicia.
Hey, I'm Alicia, or Energy9 on Twitch, where I stream video games and do puns and have snakes. And on Twitter, where I do puns and have snakes at Energy98. You can find me a number of places over on Critical Misses Wednesdays and Thursdays for Vampire the Masquerade and Cypher System, respectively. Occasionally over on Dicey Amazons for Vibrant Legends, which is a series of one-shots, full Ben Pop cast, lots of fun. Sunday, normally on my own channel for Monster Problem or Overcooked. It depends. But yeah. But if you want to make sure you know where I am, go ahead and follow me at NNG98. Also, D's cute.
AJ.
What about Charlie?
No.
Hi, I'm AJ, also known as Husha Kid. You can find me on the 3 T's of social media, TikTok, Twitter, and Twitch as Husha_Kid. You can find me on Critical Misses on Tuesdays playing Echo in Second City Saviors. You can find me on Thursdays playing Die Ocelot. Oh god, it's bad. Die Ocelot in a Cypher Sentai system. Where he's a himbo. That's it. He's a himbo. You can find me someday in the future as myself playing on the table with kids, with other kids.
Soon.
Soon, at some point. We'll figure it out. You can find me on the first Wednesday of every month playing on Misty Mountain Legends as Dolph, your chill, cool bro halfling cleric. And I think that's it. That's it for me.
All right. Darby.
Hi, I'm Darby. I've been playing Connie Dividalis today, and you can find me elsewhere as @DarbyPack on Twitter. That's my real human name. You can also find me as a co-host of Chaotic Creations, which my co-host is Harper. This is our Twitch channel. We do things like stream on here on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And now Fridays, since you're all watching this. You can find me on Wednesdays on the Critical Misses channel, Twitch channel, Wednesday evenings, playing in a Vampires the Masquerade 5th edition game called Under a Pale Cold Sun with 2 of lovely individuals in this call right here. What else do I do? Yeah.
Be my favorite person.
No, untrue. I guess you can find Chaotic Creations wherever you can listen to podcasts: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. You can find us anywhere you can listen to podcasts. So, and you can also find them Wednesday
Amazon
mornings
has
on the Critical Misses Twitch channel at 9 a.m. So, yeah, that's me.
And D.
Oh, hi. I'm D. This is Charlie. I am a voice actor, streamer, singer, musician, professional GM with the Emerald City Gaming Guild. I also play Julian in Woodsy Studios' Crimson Spires, which is available on Steam. I do commissions. If you have any TTRPG content or just any voiceover content that you want in general and you like the sound of my voice, you can follow me on Twitter at It's Riddler, Ler, not La, like it is here on Twitch. And we can talk about that project. I am also the GM for the Under the Pale Cold Sun that Darby and Alicia mentioned for Wednesdays over on Critical Misses. On Thursdays, I'm also in Kaleidoscope's wonderful Power Ranger Sentai game Nonsense Shenanigans. On Mondays, this airs on a different day. On Mondays, I am over on Weave the Tale, and I play Anati Rossford in The Great American Witch, which is a wonderful, wonderful game. And you know, I'm vibing. I'm playing Multion, the totally normal bard.
Mm-hmm. And I am Harper. I have been your dungeon master this evening. I totally knew that Charlie was going to come out to play today. This is mine and Darby's Twitch channel. You can find me here on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays for Co-op Chaos, Hidden Magicks, and Harper's Homeroom. We are variety streamers. We do a whole bunch of different things. Come check us out for more. You can also listen to me on the Chaotic Creations podcast, which you can also find on Twitter at ChaoticPod, where you can also follow for updates on this Twitch channel. And you can find me, my real personal stuff, at HarperSona Games, because HarperSona was banned. But that's all. Thank you so much for joining us for Hidden Magicks, and we will see you next week.
Till next time.